Good morning from our kitchen in Eastcote. This week in Luke's Gospel, in chapter 9, verse 51, Jesus reaches a turning point in his life. Because after Peter's confession that Jesus is the Messiah earlier in the chapter, and the subsequent revelation on the Mount of Transfiguration, Jesus is determined to go to Jerusalem by the quickest way, through Samaria. The Samaritans, through whose villages he must pass, refuse to welcome a Jewish pilgrim traveling to Jerusalem, whose status as a holy place they reject. Jesus, though, will not allow the Jewish traditional enemies to be consumed by heavenly fire. Here, his disciples must learn to set aside age-old prejudices so that they can appreciate the importance of being open to the faith of others, even those they despise. Soon Jesus will tell of a traveling Samaritan whose compassion provides ample evidence of their neighborliness. And later on in the journey, Jesus will heal a group of lepers. The only one to bother thanking him will be a Samaritan. As I read this passage of scripture, I asked myself, what does Jesus want from us? What is this passage pointing to? I believe he wants us to dedicate to him, not half-heartedly commitment, coming with excuses, but to be wholeheartedly followers. I found if you put in the search engines on the internet for excuses, you can find wonderful web pages, such as 23 great excuses to avoid doing anything, or 19 excuses that keep you from getting stuck. Many of the suggestions were familiar to us. I don't have time. I'm not qualified. I don't have the right equipment. Some are just weird. For example, like, I have to go and get the hamster. I have to give him a good wash. Or I don't go out on days that end in the letter Y. Excuses can be great to the user, but they are not great to the one who's receiving it. We may enjoy putting things off, but we don't enjoy it when other people delay doing what we want done now. And Jesus wants our commitment now. In Luke 9, we read of two people making excuses to Jesus. One says he has to go and bury his father, while another wants to say his farewells to his family and friends. Were they excuses or were they reasons? It may be that in the particular circumstances of each case, Jesus knew that they were being unreasonable and that what they presented as an unacceptable reason was actually simply a delaying tactic. Jesus' response is quick and clear. He will take no excuses. It appears to be saying, follow me now, or not at all. Sometimes an excuse conceals the truth. That is, I'll do this when I have nothing better to do, or I'm going to put this at the end of the bottom of my to-do list. Do you make to-do lists? Do you write things on a list and cross them off when they're done? Some say you should always put a couple of things onto a to-do list that you're about to do, so that you can quickly cross them off. And this will give you a boost to your morale. But why do we put things off? Is it because other things are more important? Or because we just don't want to do them? How would it feel if we put follow Jesus today at the top of every to-do list that we have? What would that look like in practice? It helps if we understand Jesus' urgency as being motivated by the need for prioritization. Following Jesus should be a priority. It is too important to be put off. As a priority, it demands a sense of urgency and a sense of focus. Jesus encourages his listeners to look to the future, to the kingdom that is to come, rather than the past, represented by the dead or those who are being left behind. If the person ploughing does not focus on looking ahead, they are not concentrating, and being a follower of Jesus requires at times total concentration. Followers of Jesus should be like those who plough well, with a focused attention, with eyes fixed on what is both important and urgent. Everything else is a distraction.